Welcome to the SmartKeys podcast. Today we're taking a deep dive into, well, probably the single most crucial question for any modern professional. Which skills are actually going to keep you relevant? Especially as the job market is going through this incredibly intense transformation. We're working from some source material today that really serves as a strategic map for career viability. It cuts through the noise to tell you exactly where you should be investing your time and your energy.
And it's such a necessary analysis because this isn't some slow drift we're talking about. It's a monumental shift. The article, which we updated in December 2025, really emphasizes how quickly technology and new workforce structures are reshaping everything. We are so far past the point of prediction. We're deep into the era of adaptation.
Absolutely. The speed is the key finding. It really is. It's not about just, optimizing what you currently do. We're talking about a fundamental change. And it's driven by just massive technological investment.
And you can see the results of that investment in real time. I mean, look at the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs 2023 report. The booming roles are undeniable. AI, machine learning, data science. Businesses aren't just saying they want this talent. They are explicitly hiring people who can take complex data and turn it into valuable, actionable insights.
And when we talk about that scale of investment, nothing screams it louder than cloud computing. I honestly had to read this statistic twice. The scale is just staggering.
Well, it's the infrastructure everything else is built on, right? The global market for it is expected to soar from about $570 billion.
Which is already a huge number.
Exactly. From that to nearly $2.5 trillion by 2030. That is exponential growth. It's a direct signal to you, the professional, that if your skill set isn't cloud aware, well, you're going to find your options getting narrower and narrower.
And this is a key point in the source material, even if you master every single technical tool out there today. Those tools are constantly being replaced or even automated. So what's the core strategic mindset you need to succeed here?
The foundational requirement really is an unwavering commitment to adaptability, to lifelong learning. If you learn a hard skill today, you have to be ready to update it or replace it or shift laterally within just a few years. The source really stresses this, that mindset, the willingness to evolve, is the absolute non-negotiable prerequisite.
That is the perfect way to frame this next part then. Let's focus on those core in-demand technical skills. We have to start with the obvious one, technological transformation because of generative AI. It's everywhere. How does the article frame AI skills for, say, the average professional, not just the dedicated data scientist?
It frames them as an essential productivity booster, nothing less. These generative AI tools are becoming baked into our workflows. So continuous learning and upskilling in this area, they're not premium features anymore, they're survival skills. A professional who knows how to effectively prompt an AI model how to utilize it is just flat out more productive and therefore more valuable.
But using AI properly requires a certain foundation, right? Which brings us to data and digital literacy. We hear these terms, datafication, digitization, thrown around a lot. For someone who isn't a coder, what do those words practically mean for their job?
They mean that every single role, whether it's marketing or operations or HR, now involves interpreting and using data. Datafication just means data is the new raw material, and you need to know how to read the labels. And digital literacy, that's moved so far beyond basic computer skills. It means real proficiency in managing your professional self online, using collaborative tools, building a digital portfolio, applying tech to solve real-world problems.
Okay, so if we're relying on these tools, we still need a way to communicate with them, to automate things. The source highlights coding, specifically Python and Java. I think a lot of our listeners hear coding, and they immediately think, I'm not a developer. Yeah. So how does learning a language like Python benefit, say, an accountant or a financial analyst?
That is such a crucial distinction. Learning Python isn't about becoming a full-stack developer. It's about gaining enough proficiency to improve how you interact with automation and AI. For an analyst, a little Python means you can write a simple script to clean data or automate a compliance report.
Without having to call IT.
Exactly. Without needing IT's involvement, it becomes this functional mechanism for efficiency, whatever your job title is.
What's fascinating to me here is how the article connects the demand for these tech skills to something broader. It's not just about efficiency, it's about strategic business priorities, specifically sustainability.
Precisely. Sustainability is no longer some footnote in an ESG report. It's a fundamental strategic driver for businesses around the world. So as companies commit to, net zero goals, they need people with skills in green initiatives and sustainable operations.
And the data really backs this up as a serious career path, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. The growth rate is massive.
Mm.
Jobs that need green skills have grown by over 22%, and people who have those skills, they have a 29% higher job success rate. This is where upskilling translates directly into corporate impact and, a better career for the individual.
And if we pull the lens back even further, the whole structure of the workforce is changing. As a strategic response to everything that's been going on, we're seeing a huge rise in freelancers. The source notes a staggering 48% of the workforce now operates that way. And of course, the huge adoption of hybrid work.
And while hybrid is often framed as a, better work-life balance, higher satisfaction, it also creates this demand for new skills. Skills we really didn't need 10 years ago. You have to be effective at asynchronous communication, managing teams you don't see every day, building cohesion without that constant physical presence. These are skills that are now implicitly required, and they are not always easy to master.
It's pretty clear where businesses are placing their bets. The source also points to some interesting dynamics from the 2024 hiring forecast. Even with hints of a global slowdown, the U.S. job market saw some really robust growth, and over 85% of businesses are planning to hire for roles needing tech skills. They're planning to adopt cloud and AI within the next 5 years.
And that forecast, that investment, it raises a really critical question for you, for our listener. If every professional is learning the same basic tech skills, what are the distinctly human skills that are going to future-proof your career from automation?
That's the pivot, isn't it? We've talked about the hard skills that get you in the door. So now let's look at the soft skills, the human skills that really determine your success once you're inside. The article calls them the soft skill shield, things like emotional intelligence, adaptability, and great communication.
Let's really dig into emotional intelligence, or EQ, because its value in a hybrid digital workplace it's just profoundly important. EQ is, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions and those of others. But how does that actually translate into business value?
Yeah, it can sound a bit abstract. How do feelings turn into better performance metrics?
It's directly linked to how well a team works and how it resolves conflict. Empathy, which is central to EQ, is absolutely crucial for navigating diverse backgrounds and resolving conflicts when you're in these high-pressure virtual workplaces. The source also notes that companies that focus on emotional intelligence in hiring, especially through that lens of diversity, equity, and inclusion, or BE&I, they create more innovative teams and they make demonstrably better decisions.
So EQ helps you manage the team. But the other side of the coin is managing the output of the machine. And that's where critical thinking and strategy really takes center stage.
Absolutely. We are very quickly moving into a world where AI generates the first draft of, well, almost everything. Your value shifts from generating information to rigorously evaluating it. Critical thinking is vital for managing the tech, for questioning the results an AI gives you, for using data effectively instead of just blindly accepting it. Employers are looking for strategic planning, creative problem solving, that curiosity to evaluate risks and anticipate challenges.
So, in essence, the strategic insight here is that machines produce answers, but humans have to ask better questions.
Precisely. And that brings us right back around to that foundational idea of the lifelong learner. If skills are becoming redundant this quickly, the ability to learn new skills has to be prioritized above everything else. A staggering 87% of workers already acknowledge they need ongoing training, according to the article's findings.
And the way we learn is changing, too. It's not just sitting through mandatory lectures anymore. Technology is actually helping us adapt with these really personalized learning methods.
Yeah, we're seeing adaptive learning, tech-powered by the very AI we've been talking about, that offers these personalized experiences. It tailors the content to your specific knowledge gaps. It's incredibly efficient. And then you have immersive methods like VR and AR being used for high-stakes training in fields like medicine and complex engineering.
That personalization and immersion,
Yeah.
it creates this cross-disciplinary versatility. That's the key trait of the future professional, isn't it?
It is the ultimate shield against market fluctuation. The ideal candidate combines that deep, specialized knowledge, in telemedicine or renewable energy or whatever it is, with a broad range of these cross-disciplinary skills. Tech savvy plus soft skills, that combination makes you a highly adaptable asset no matter what the economy is doing.
Okay, so here's where the data gets a little counterintuitive. We've talked about this massive tech investment and job creation. But at the same time, there are forecasts hinting at a GDP slowdown. How do those two things combine for the average professional?
This is the turbulent reality that job seekers really need to internalize. The projection from the article is startling. Over 23% of the workforce will experience a job change, either through elimination or a transition to a new role over the next 5 years. So job transition isn't a possibility. For nearly a quarter of the workforce, it's the expectation.
So what's the core actionable strategy for you, the professional, to handle that turbulence?
The strategic insight is to stop focusing only on keeping pace with the technology and start focusing on developing the unique human capital that technology can't replicate. With the economic shifts and the redundancy that AI introduces, you have to make your profile compelling by focusing on critical thinking, deep emotional intelligence, and just relentless adaptable learning. Those are the things that truly differentiate human value. They insulate you.
The intersection of tech and human abilities really defines this decade. And while the national unemployment rate is forecasted to stay relatively stable, just standing out is going to require aggressively pursuing these dual skill sets. It means merging your Python scripting ability with your empathy, coupling your cloud expertise with your critical thinking to challenge what your tools are telling you.
That is the essential requirement for thriving, not just surviving.
Which brings us to the final challenge for you. What concrete step will you take this week to start bridging that gap? Will you set aside an hour to formally practice adaptive communication techniques with a new team member? Or maybe commit to learning one basic Python skill that automates one of your daily tasks. The point is to take action now, to ensure your skill set not only survives, but absolutely dominates in this evolving landscape.
Don't let this knowledge just stay an insight. Turn it into tangible progress today.
Thank you for tuning in to the SmartKeys podcast.
We really encourage you to read the full, comprehensive article by Felix Römer, the founder of SmartKeys.org. You'll get a much deeper exploration of these topics, including detailed breakdowns of specialized knowledge in fields like renewable energy and advanced manufacturing.
Subscribe to the podcast for more smart insights on the future of work and business efficiency, and you can find the link to that full article right in the show notes. Until next time, keep learning.